I think we at Warwick can help students from other parts of the world, and I'm thinking in particular of students from the Far East, and in part I'm thinking of them because some 60% of the Warwick IFP cohort comes from the People's Republic of China. I'm thinking that we can do a lot of good work with them to encourage them to become independent learners and thinkers. It's my impression that such students tend to think of their teachers as godlike, the experts in their fields whose knowledge is not to be questioned, but simply to be assimilated. And whilst, of course, I'm happy for those students to hold us in such high regard and to treat us with respect, I don't simply want them to be sponges that absorb the knowledge that we communicate. I want them, in time, to develop the confidence to challenge what we're telling them. And indeed, I want them, in time, to start to contribute to that knowledge. So, they come here, and to begin with, they are simply consumers of knowledge. I think international students struggle at times to write extended essays in their own words. They are reading relevant material, either it's been suggested to them by their teachers or they've come across the material through their own research, but the temptation, I think, largely to repeat what is written in that material, it can be too great. We know that plagiarism is a problem in higher education, and plagiarism is passing off someone else's work as your own, either intentionally or unintentionally. And I often suspect that the plagiarism that we uncover wasn't intended, that it points up more a lack of skill on the part of the student rather than some intention to behave badly, to be guilty of misconduct. So one of the key aims of the academic skills module is, by giving students adequate practice, to encourage and help the students to develop the ability, as I said earlier, to read with a critical eye, but also to lay forth their arguments in their own words. As the weeks and months go by and they take part in more and more activities that involve them in thinking for themselves and also thinking with their fellow students, I hope that they can start to produce some potential knowledge. I've never thought it mattered very much if some of what they produce is wrong. It's the activity of engaging in that critical thinking and developing the confidence to start to put forward their own ideas. Even if some of those ideas are flawed, it's that process of learning that I think is so valuable. And that's what I believe we can give them.